I'm live. It is 7:22 a.m. So we put our clocks back so I don't see the sun coming up in the morning, and it's a little brighter than it was when I first started doing these lives, and it is 27 degrees. That is pretty chilly. So 27 degrees, and the scenery is pretty brown. The sky is blue. We haven't seen rain in a while, so that's a little bit concerning. Gas prices in our local gas station are $2.81. It's kind of nice. We have a gas station near our house that's one of the best prices I've seen around. $2.81. So here we go. I'm headed out to school this morning. It is Friday. TGIF. I really like it at my school because usually we close the end of school at 3 p.m. but on Fridays we end at 2. So I really love Fridays. We are done early. That is a really awesome thing. I really love that. I've never been at a school where they get out early on Fridays until I came here. So this is my 4th year at this school, and I really like it. It's a Christian school. I have about a 40-minute drive. And today I would like to talk to you a little bit about the miracle of the school that I work at right now. And I know they have their own miracles because this is, I believe, their 6th year. I think they were in existence 2 years before I started working there. And it's about 40 minutes from my house. There are Christian schools in my area, and down through the years since I was in high school, which was about 100 years ago, which is, that's what I tell my students. Not really, but seems like it. But it seems like just yesterday too. I went to a Christian school in New Hampshire. When I was in high school, I went to public all the way up to 8th, and then I went to Christian school 9th through 12th grade at a really great school. And I went to Christian college, and of course then I, had children, did lots of different things with them, homeschooled, and then about 10 years ago, about maybe 11 years ago now, because my son is graduating. He was in 1st grade when I first started, and I had 7 children. Some of my older kids had moved out, and I just thought I need a change because I wasn't loving homeschool at the moment. Like I see the vision as a person, but my kids seem to be going this way and that, and I wasn't keeping very good control, and so I felt like I needed something. So there was a Christian school nearby that needed a teacher. So that year I taught 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade combination class, and I brought 7 kids to school with me. And people asked me, how do you do it? And I said, well, let me tell you something. I was homeschooling 7 kids and doing all of the things, and this is easier. So it was easier to go to school. I called it homeschool with help because it was a small school. My kids could go to their classes, have their teachers, and I only had to focus on my situation, which was it's 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, but it's also only 13 students, so that was good. So I continued to teach my classes. I was there for 3 years, and long story, but I ended up going to another school, and I was there for 3 years, which was about 10 minutes from that one. So I drove a little bit 10 minutes further. And all of these schools are kind of like we play each other in sports, and you see the same people when you do soccer games and basketball games and all that stuff. And so they're kind of connected. But there was this once, then we had COVID. So when I was at the second school, the COVID stuff happened, and in March we went home and never went back that year. So then the summer happened, and I wasn't sure how fall was going to go. So I decided that I would stay home for a year because I didn't want to deal with, the stress of wearing masks and all that stuff. I said I could just stay home and be free. So that's what I did. I stayed home and I did homeschooling for 1 year, and I worked online. And it worked well for me, but my kids weren't really that happy with it. So we ended up, I was like, told my friend, please pray for me. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. I can't go back to either one of the other schools just for different reasons. And, the small Christian schools, they have to have an opening. If they have people in all of the positions and they don't need someone with your, education background, then they don't need you. It's not like they have a whole bunch of positions open. So I ended up telling my friend, please pray for me. I don't know what I'm going to do next year. And the next day, that same friend was talking to a friend of hers who happens to be a principal of a Christian school that I didn't know about, that had just started. And she said, pray for us. We need a math teacher. And so that friend called me and said, hey, this school needs a math teacher. You need to check it out. So I did, and that's where I am right now, and I'm in my 4th year. So they needed a math teacher. That first year I taught 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th and 8th, I believe. I can't remember. I think I did do 9th and 10th too somehow. I fit all that in. And then the next year I did 7th through 10th, something like that. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm teaching 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grades. And I really love it. I love the students. It's a small Christian school, and it's a little bit different than what I was used to, because the schools I had been to before, they were uniforms, lots and lots of rules, and very structured, which was fine with me. But then over time I realized it was kind of burdensome to have all of those rules. And so the school I'm at right now is a Christian school, and I feel like God led me there, and I probably wouldn't have chosen it 10 years ago, but I've learned a lot since then. And so this school's different, where we just let the kids wear whatever they want. And of course, certain guidelines for modesty and, reasonable type of stuff. But for the most part, they can wear pants. The girls can wear pants. They can wear dresses. They can kind of wear what they want. They can wear whatever shoes they want. They can have whatever haircuts they want. Like, even the boys, they can grow their hair longer if they want. So that's pretty amazing, being at a Christian school where they don't have all of those strict rules. Now, the Christian school I went to when I was in high school, I actually liked the rules. I was okay with them. But it does get burdensome because, kids always try to push the limits. And then you find that they're getting in trouble for the littlest things that are really not important, but become important because that's the rule, And so I can see where if you open it up to let them wear whatever they want, then you still have to put down some sort of guideline. We don't let girls wear inappropriate tops. They have to cover their entire torso, which is kind of the style now not to. And so there are rules that we end up having to put into place. But for the most part, if the parents let them wear this outfit to school, they wear it. And it is what it is. I don't even look really at their outfits and their clothing issues. I teach math, and if I see something that I think is questionable, I will go to one of the administration and just mention it and then let it go. I don't make a big deal out of it, and I kind of like that part. I do have my opinions as a person, as a mom. I have my opinions, but I like it that I can be myself. Like, I do not personally wear jeans with holes in them. I have no, I don't get it. I don't get it. The jeans with holes in them. And that seems to be the style. Like, people even buy jeans with holes in them. I spent 30 years of my life patching holes and making sure my kids didn't have holes in their jeans. So I'm not interested in the holes in the jeans. I don't know. It's just weird. And I make rules for myself. And I have standards for myself. But I don't impose them on other people, which I kind of feel good about that. And if someone else wants to make rules for themselves, then they do that. I don't have to say this is, either you do it my way or you're not a godly person. That's kind of how I was, when my kids were growing up. If people didn't follow my thoughts of what I thought a Christian was, then they were a bad person, or they were a dangerous person to be around, or whatever I thought. I don't know, but I feel much better about myself now and what I think about Christian standards and things like that. So where I'm going to school right now, I love it, and I feel like, thank you guys for watching. I can't really read the comments because I am driving. I can see that there's people commenting. Thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that too. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. I am 70 away from 1,000 subscribers. I'm really trying to go on as much as I can daily, and just to see if I can get to 1,000 subscribers. Many people are doing it, so why can't I, right? So back to the discussion about Christian standards. The school that I'm going to right now is the most loving group of people I've ever worked with. And I've worked at churches, I've worked at Christian schools. In my younger years, I have some memories of some really great Christian people. But in the previous, my adult years and with my kids, always looking for people that my kids can, learn from, people that they can learn from, that they can be inspired by, and things like that. It's been kind of hard, but I love the group of people that I work with. They're very loving, they're very helpful. If one person needs help with something, they don't even hesitate to give of themselves, and they're so kind, and I love it. I love the environment that I teach at. It's probably the most amazing group of people that I've ever seen in recent years, and I'm thankful for that. Now, I do work at a school where there's a church there. We don't go to church there. We have our own church. A lot of the people do go to the church, but a lot of them don't. So we do have teachers that don't go to the church, and I love it because it's not pressure. You don't feel a pressure of trying to please them, really. They let you be you. And you're not wondering, I hope I don't mess up and disappoint them, because I do feel like sometimes people don't do what they like at the school, but they have the grace to let people be who they are. And I think that's really awesome. I'd love to learn that, how to do that for people, you know, for myself, because sometimes I'm rigid and I have expectations, and I really like it that I can let other people be who they are. And I guess with 13 children of my own, I feel like I tried to guide them. I tried to make sure they go in the right way, teach them the right things, but ultimately they have to make their own choices, and sometimes that's hard as a parent, to let go that much and still love your children and be there for them. So I really like the school that I'm at. I'm really happy to be there, and I'm glad that in this country we still have the opportunity to have Christian schools, and I hope that we never stop allowing freedom for education. Now, the education that my kids have is because I work there. I suppose I could go work a job, make enough money, pay for all of their schooling, but I work there, I can be with them, and then they can be part of the school as well. But as you can see, I'm in the car by myself, so they actually drive to school on their own. And I honestly don't have the money to pay for all their gas to get to school. So my son actually pays for his own gas to drive to school. And after being on the school board, I realized how much parents rely on the school system to give them everything, like transportation, education, the whole 9 yards. But we do it all ourselves, and I don't regret it. It's hard. We have to do without in some ways, but I'm thankful that we have the freedom to do it. You know, we pay in New Hampshire, we pay really high taxes, which go to the schools, but we pay over and above to go to the school of our choice. I'm not going to sit around and wait for someone else to help me with my kids. I'm going to get in there and do what I can. And I'm glad that it's within my means. Like, I have to give up my money, you know, and stuff like that. And it's not as easy as it might be if someone else paid for it. But it's still within my means of doing so. It's not impossible. So, anyway, thank you for watching, and I am going to be signing off, and I still have a few more minutes to get to home or get to school. And I'm glad it's Friday, and I'm looking forward to a weekend. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.